Good morning, everybody. Today's March 2nd, 2020. Happy Monday. It looks like the stock market is going back up. It's like 500 points up the last time I looked at it. It was a very volatile pre-session because the market didn't know how to react to the first deaths from coronavirus in America that happened on Saturday and Sunday. So first we were down 500 points, then we were up 300 points. So the market couldn't decide what to do. And it's understandable because all existing trading models were basically broken, because we've never seen a drop of 15% in the recent, I would say, 50 years over just 1 week period. I'm actually very happy that I was releasing videos pretty much for the last month, and I was able to capture this historic moment in our trading history. But now we need to decide what to do next. And the models that that I have, and a lot of investment bankers have, and trading banks have, they are just need to be adjusted by including a much higher risk level, much higher volatility. But actually the bottom line is pretty much kind of the same. When the market opens, we need to establish a corridor in which the stock would reasonably stay, and when the stock is approaching a low bound of that corridor, we have to buy a call option, and once it goes up, we sell a call option and buy a put option. So obviously it's a lot more dangerous now, because you never know when the new healthcare news will come out. See, before we only had to worry about pretty much economical news, such as, oh, their sales are up, their sales are down, they're closing the stores, they're opening the stores, if they sign a new contract or they lost a new contract. Now I'm talking about any company. But now the news are pretty much unpredictable, because they will sound like, oh, 20 people died, 30 people died, 10,000 people got infected with coronavirus, and then we don't know what to do, because people get scared for their lives, not for their money anymore. And just to give you in perspective the seriousness of coronavirus that nobody really talks about. I already spoke about it in my previous video, but I just want to kind of reiterate. Remember, we had this cruise line near Japan where the cruise ship with like 2,000 or 3,000 people was quarantined by Japanese, because they wouldn't let the people out of the boat and on shore, because they wanted to make sure that they would detect everybody who is infected with coronavirus. And originally only one person was infected on that ship, some Chinese tourist who was like 80 years old, who got off the ship actually undetected. So, but then suddenly people start to get sick. So what happened was that within 10 days, around 500 people got infected with coronavirus. And the latest news, out of this 400 or 500 people that actually caught the disease and were infected, 5 died. Now, if you were on any cruise in America or overseas, I don't care, that had maybe a couple of thousand people, obviously somebody would have a flu there or some kind of cold. They would be coughing, they would be sneezing. I mean, that's inevitable, and really cruise lines cannot really do anything about it, right? Okay, so obviously this person or these people would not stay by themselves there. They probably have to stay in the cabin, and they have some relatives or maybe friends or maybe their children or something. But you know, people that stay close with them in the same cabin would also pick up the flu, for example, and they would start coughing and sneezing. So what we are talking about is that one person with the flu would probably get maybe a few people infected. So, but not 500 people infected, right? That's the you know, perspective that I want to point out to. And also, I'm sure all my viewers, they've been on you know, many cruises, and how often do you remember you had somebody died on that cruise? It never happens. You know, if somebody jumps off the ship when they're drunk or thrown off by their girlfriend, maybe, yeah, that would happen. But under normal conditions, nobody dies from a sickness on a ship. I mean, and if it dies, it's like major news that, you know, everybody talks about it. But since nobody is talking about it, you know, that's usually the case. Nobody dies on the ship. On that ship near Japan, 5 people died. 500 people got infected. So this is the perspective, you know, and they try to, you know, compare flu with all the deaths in the country and this and that, and trying to downplay the scare. But that cruise ship next to Japanese shore was a perfect laboratory. You know, in fact, Americans did not wait for the 14-day quarantine to expire, and they actually sent a ship that evacuated 300 Americans from that ship, because everybody realized that the virus was spreading, you know, on the ship like a wildfire, even though they were trying to protect people, isolate them in the cabins and whatever, but it didn't work. So the bottom line is that the worst in terms of virus is yet to come. The question is, how do the markets act on it? Can they tolerate the fear, or can they, or will they get scared and run for the exits? So the thing is, in America, we have 30,000 people that die from car accidents, and the market still goes up because nobody kind of cares, right? From this thing, we have 2 people that died. So if we're staying next to these levels of, let's say, average car accidents, you know, maybe we will be okay. But to find out what to buy right now, go to this website, 2stx.com. It will take you to the Apple App Store, where you could download, install, and run my app on your iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV. And it gives you daily buy and sell recommendations for 5,000 stocks. Thank you for your time, and good luck trading.